Hey, this your girl, msyelladiva. I am bringing you Real Housewives of Potomac Season 10, Episode 19 and 20, Reunions Part 2 and 3. Now, listen, all right? If you are new here, welcome. Welcome. We do reviews here, and this is the Diva Nation, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And we will begin. Okay. Now, let me tell you. I like I've told y'all before, I am in the process of moving. And sometimes I only get one day off. I usually work 3 in a row, my night shifts, then I get Sunday off, and then I work 3 in a row again. That Sunday, I can't really do too much of nothing, okay? So Potomac and Married to Medicine comes out on Sunday, and then I have to pack and I have to do a lot of other stuff. So I have Married to Medicine that I'm going to review next, and this is the Potomac review for episodes 19 and 20. I just couldn't do it. Okay, y'all, forgive me. Okay, I just couldn't do it. Okay, but this is like I said, this is the review of reunions. The second part and the third part of the reunion, or the last part of the reunion. All right. So, the end of the first part of the reunion, Ashley said, listen, I only got one social security number. Okay. I only got one social security number. She said that to Wendy. Okay. And so then now she said, sometimes Ashley, like, sometimes we got 6 or 7, I don't know. And so Wendy was like, what you talking about, 6 or 7? I only got one social security number. What document did you see that in? And she just kept saying 6 or 7, 6 or 7. Well, the document she said that she seen it in, they have 67 credit cards, okay? 67 credit cards. Okay. Okay, yeah, 6 or 7 credit cards, okay? That's some bullshit. 6 or 7 credit cards, okay? So, Ashley, but Wendy was like, Ashley full of shit, okay? Cause when I got arrested, Stacy texts Ashley, and she was, she asked, did you feel sorry for her? And Ashley was like, I don't feel bad for her. She deserves it. And, and then Ashley went on a little publicity tour or whatever, talking about, Zen Win is in the pen, and we all knew about all of this scamming and stuff like that. Y'all just know, we already knew and stuff like that. So so Ashley was, she was hating on Wendy. Okay, she was hating, but she said she was hating because Wendy always had like she was arrogant when she came on the show, and then when she got her body done, she got even more arrogant. So, Ashley was kind of jealous of her. That's the bottom line on that. She was kind of jealous of her. Okay, so it is what it is. Andy said, Ashley said this dynamic in this group is different now. Okay, she said, because back in the day, me and Karen would go tit for tat, and me and Candace would go tit for tat, and all the other stuff. So now, everybody's sensitive, and when she said everybody, she talking about Angel. She talking about Angel, okay? But she's sensitive, and so, now we have to, adapt to people's boundaries and sensitivity. Giselle said, yeah, because the chin check, the catfish, the chin check of it all, the catfish of it all, was just rolled off. And so Angel was like, she was like, so she said, I can feel how I want to feel, don't just pinpoint me. She said, but she said, but if I had to do it all over again, I would have shown more of my bubbly self and, not been sadness and madness. That was her. That was the nickname for her and Kiana, sadness and madness. And it's the truth, because she was sad all the time, and Kiana was mad all the time. I get it. I get it. That was a good, whoever came up with that was good. Okay, whoever came up with that. Anyway, they got Ashley's package. She said that her and Josh is still, fucking, and so Stacy was like, you humiliated him on camera and y'all still dating. And so she was just like, yeah, he glutton for punishment, or this sex is just that good, or whatever. Or Ashley just don't have nothing else to do. Ashley says she want to be a sugar baby. She still want to be a sugar baby. So she got to find a millionaire to take care of her, because she still want to be a sugar baby. Okay, so she gonna have to find somebody to take care of her and her 2 kids. Okay, and her 2 badass kids that sit on counters and shit like that. Yeah, so it is what it is. Then they talking about Jackson and Jackson, Sharice's son. And Ashley was like, I was ready to go and talk to her and apologize to her and everything like that. But she felt she was, was okay about it. And then she did a press run. I agree with that, Ashley. I agree, because she was calm, cool, and collected on TV. And then all of a sudden, because she got a whole lot of backlash for being calm, cool, and collected on TV, then she all up in arms about, you messing with her son. I would have been up in arms at the table. I'd have smacked the shit out of you at the table. Okay? I would have smacked the dog shit out of you at the table for fucking with my son. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck. I'd slap the dog shit out of you at the table. Okay? But she was okay with it. And then she gonna do all these press runs talking about, I wasn't okay with it. I was this and I was that. Girl, you should have said that at the table. You should have said that shit. Okay? We'd have had a show. You'd have said that shit, but you ain't say that shit, and then you gonna say that shit off camera. That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. They said that her sister went to college. Her sister's in college, looking like her damn mama, and her dad is out of rehab. Well, here's because when Andy called Mama Sheila's husband, her stepdad, Ashley was like, "No, we won't have that type of that conversation." So she didn't like him calling her stepdad, but Sheila's husband is quote unquote out of rehab. Okay, she didn't sound too confident of him being out of rehab, so I don't think he really out of rehab, or he relapsed. He relapsed, and her mom's health could be better. Her mom's health could be better. We praying for Mama Sheila. Okay, we're praying for Mama Sheila. Okay, so then they talk about Mauricio. Ashley said, I was just, going for the ride with Stacy and stuff like that. Giselle said Stacy wanted Mauricio more than you wanted Mauricio. And I do believe that. I do believe Stacy wanted Mauricio. Okay, I do believe Stacy wanted Mauricio. Okay, because Mauricio is Stacy's type. Okay, I do believe you can't tell me that she didn't want Mauricio for herself. Okay, you can't convince me that she didn't want Mauricio for herself. Anyway, um, Ashley said, somebody said that Ashley was dating a politician, but then Giselle said, "Oh, I thought you was talking about me because I was dating a congressman too." So everybody was like, when was you dating a congressman?" And then Andy was like, "After the season." And then Giselle was like, "Yeah, after the season." They was like, "When were you dating a congressman?" So then Ashley writing a children's book, based on Dean and Dylan, called The Wonder Club. Wendy was like, "Who's that little brown skinned girl? She should be named Cameron. I don't know what the child's name was. Whatever." So she writing the children's book. Yay. Okay. Do something, girl. Get some kind of income, okay? Cause you know that money ain't gonna last forever. So you gotta get some kind of income. I don't think you're gonna be another sugar baby ever again in life. Okay. I know you want to. But I don't think you're gonna ever be another sugar baby. Okay. So you gotta take care of Dean and Dylan somehow. So hey, if you want to write a children's book, write a children's book. I don't know how many more seasons you're gonna be on Real Housewives of Potomac, because everybody calling for you to get fired. So you gotta do something. So I listen. You gotta do something. I'm not mad at it. Kiana's package, okay? Kiana talking about, I know the ring is coming at the end. So then she reaches behind her pillow on the reunion and she pull out this dumbass, bullshit ass picture frame. The music died because the music was like, and then it was like, when she pulled out that damn picture frame. It was anticipating something else when she pulled out that picture frame. And the music just died like, Oh shit, okay. So she was like, "I love my picture frame." Girl, stop. You acted a fool last season because he wasn't proposing to you. You taking care of all his goddamn kids. And he wasn't proposing to you. Then y'all supposed to build a house together, and y'all built a house together, but you didn't want to move into the house, and so he bought you a condo or whatever. Stop. Now y'all don't want to get married. Stop. Kiana, come here, girl. Come here. Go find somebody else. Okay, he don't want to marry you. Okay, point blank. Period. He just wants you. He just want to fuck you. Okay, that's all he want. Okay, that's all he want. He just want to fuck you, and you letting him. Okay, I know. Your mama, Shell, done already said this to you. Okay, me and Shell probably the same age. Shell probably already said this to you. He just want to fuck you. Go find somebody else. Your eggs is going bad because you fucking around with this raggedy ass knuckle. Okay, and you want to have a baby, and your eggs is about to be hard boiled if you keep fucking around with this raggedy ass knuckle. Okay, find somebody else. build a family together and do what you need to do. Okay, stop letting this ugly nigga looking like a frog run you around and just fucking you and just buying you dumbass picture frames and shit like that. Find somebody else. You are beautiful. You got a bad body. Find somebody else and stop saying that Stacey jealous of everything that you ain't got. Okay, find somebody else. Okay, I know your mama Shell told you all of this. Okay, Shell fine as fuck too. Okay, find somebody else. Anyway, so the viewer question saying Kay wants a condo instead of commitment is giving sugar baby. No, it ain't, because Kiana got businesses. She could take care of herself, so it's not a sugar baby, because she probably make more than the social worker anyway. Okay, she probably make more than him anyway. Okay. The fact of the matter is, she need to find somebody else. Angel tries to answer for her, but Kay chin checker again, talking about I can speak for myself. Angel, my Pisces sister. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. You know, because we as Pisces women can be a little passive. Okay? We can be a little passive. But we also can be a little aggressive as well. We are good at being passive aggressive. Okay? We are good at that. Okay? I need for you to bring out your aggressiveness and stop being so passive. My Pisces sister, okay? Because we are good at being passive aggressive. That is our strong point. Okay? But I need for you to bring out some of that aggression. Okay? And stop letting Kate chin check you. Moving on. This getting too long. Let me see. Wendy, they asked about Wendy and Kay's beef, about her speaking in the event. Wendy said, "You want me to get off stage?" When I got off stage, I gave you a hug. Kay said, "No, you didn't." Wendy pulled out a picture of them hugging. So Kay, you lying. Okay. Andy said, "What's your beef with Stacey?" Kay said, no, Stacey was like, she said that, I'm aggressive, but Kay is always the one that is aggressive towards me and not me being aggressive towards her. Anyway, Jassy come out. Andy said, where do you and Kay stand? Jassy was like, we stand in front of each other and not speaking, because that's what happened to me yesterday. I said, oh shit. Okay, she ain't speak to me yesterday, and I was in her face. Kay said, I ain't recognize you. She was like, so if you got 15 minutes, please don't use them all on me. Okay. Okay, you got 15 minutes. Please don't use them all on me. Okay, Jassy was like, just talk about you. She said, how you stole Greg from his wife. And you raising his kids, a man who has not proposed to you in 3 years. Okay, listen, Jassy. Okay, listen. You did your big one on this one. But people in glass houses should not throw stones. Okay? Because you stole your husband from his girlfriend too. Okay, so people in glass houses, and you raising his kids too. So people in glass houses should not throw stones. At least he married you, unlike Greg. Okay, unlike Greg. But he did marry you. But people in glass houses should not throw stones, okay? Because you did the same thing. You did the same thing, Jazzy. Moving on. Tia package. Somebody asked how Rob was because he seemed distant. She said Rob is a corporate person and he didn't like the nanny statement. So Giselle, and then that was all Tia package. She ain't really had nothing going on. But I still like Tia and I still want her to come back, okay? I know it's a lot of Tia haters out there, but I like Tia and I want Tia to come back. I want pretty much everybody to come back. I want Angel to come back so we can see a better side of her. So I kind of want everybody to come back. Yeah, I want everybody to come back. You know, I thought this was a solid cast, except for Angel, you know, flip-floppy ass and shit like that. And Kiana need to figure out something. But, you know, I don't see where they would, you know, yeah. I don't even know if I want Karen to come back the way she be acting. Yeah, not taking responsibility for being alcoholic and stuff. I don't know if I want her to come back. You know, she rubbed me the wrong way on that shit. On them raggedy ass veneers. Her and I need for them to get better veneers. Who did Wendy's veneers? Her veneers is beautiful. What the fuck is going on with your veneers, Karen? You got veneers like you went to Heather, what's her name? Heather in Salt Lake City. I don't know what her last name is, but Heather. Yeah, did you go to hers? Because her mouth is just messed up just like yours. Y'all need to get Wendy's. Y'all need to call Dr. Heavenly. Something. Anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. All right, Giselle's dad his dad's wife inherited all his stuff. She done lost the case. Hopefully that, you know, she can take it to a higher court or something and win the case, because, you know, all of his civil rights stuff is with, you know, his stuff, and, you know, and apparently his wife is white, so I don't know how she doing with this civil rights stuff, but whatever. They also talked about Jassy recording phone calls. Apparently, Stacy had that encounter. Kay had that encounter. And Angel had that encounter with Jassy recording phone calls. So then Monique comes out with her binder. And so Andy reads the tab. And one tab was Last Lady. And she was like, sorry, Giselle. So she said. And so... and she said she got a cease and desist last night. So Monique's package, they learned that, she learned that she didn't love herself when she was married. Okay. Bobby ignored her when she said hi to him. I guess outside or whatever, he ignored her. And Bobby is upset about her talking about their marriage. Andy said, I think he mad at me too. And so Angel was like, no, he's not mad at you. He's not mad at you. You know, he just don't play around, you know. So Angel may not be coming back because Bobby ain't going to want to come back. Okay. If Bobby don't film, then it'll hurt my feelings if Bobby don't film because he fine as hell. But maybe she can come back, but Bobby can't film or whatever, because that's what they did. I think that's what they did too. What was his name? Ashley's husband, Michael. Yeah, Michael didn't film after a while. They were still married, but Michael didn't film either. So we'll see. But then Angel said, well, people saying that I'm having problems in my marriages. And Wendy and Giselle like, who said that? What? And then Wendy was like, what people? And so Angel was like, the people, the public and stuff like that. Why do you even care? Why do you even care? Angel, you need to, not have everybody's opinion, not listen to everybody's opinion. You need to fuck them. Shit, you know what's going on in your marriage. Shit, fuck them. Shit. Why you even listening to them? Girl, what's wrong with you? Andy said, Stacy, did you date Chris Samuels? And Stacy said, no, I did not. Nobody care. So episode 20. Okay. All right. Reunion part 3. Monique comes out with a recording. Apparently it was her child, because that's what Ashley said. But they bleeped out the whole thing, so we didn't know what happened. But Stacy, did you tell Chris that Monique is filming with his kids and things like that? She said, Stacy was like, no, I did not. Stacy said, I just went through a divorce. Why would I do that to you? And Monique was like, that was my question too. Why would you do that to me? And so Andy was like, well, why would he make that up? Talking about the child that was on the recording. Why would he make that up? And Monique said, but you also shared text messages with me before I was even in the group. And so Andy was like, I'm sensing body language. And he turns to Wendy. He was like, Wendy, are you waiting for Stacy to confess? And so she was like, no, I'm not waiting for her to confess, but in real time, the tides are turning and everyone is pointing the finger at Stacy. And so then Wendy turns to Monique and said, well, what do you think? What do you think as far as, Stacy and Chris and things like that? And so she said, when whoever that was the person on the recording, when said that you were on the show with Stacy, and she was like, who is Stacy? Her name keep coming up. She wondering, what is going on, if her child is saying you were on the show with Stacy, but she don't even know, Monique don't even know who the hell Stacy is. So that's what she said. But however, Monique just came out with a statement saying that Stacy wasn't behind any of this bullshit. So, and she was going to go on IG Live or whatever. So she said that she wasn't part of the bullshit. Whatever. Stacy said, I have nothing to gain by being involved with your ex-husband. You should be smarter in this moment. Stacy, you trying to say she dumb? You trying to say she dumb? But whatever the case may be. So she said, why don't we talk to Chris? Monique was like, he will never be accountable for what his actions. So it's no need to talk to him. So then Tia was like, well, you came in peace, Monique, and you shared something, with us, the group, and somebody would go and bastardize that in a conversation. So Stacy was like, oh, that's horrible. That is awful. And and Ashley and Kay looking at her like, yeah, this awful because you did it, bitch. That's what they was thinking. Obviously she didn't do it, but but they look at their face like, yeah, but that was you, bitch. Anyway, Andy was like, let's talk about the trips. The viewer question comes in and said, Angel, why did you keep making them sit in silent circles? And when they weren't up for it, and so Angel was like, so everybody was like, yeah, why did you have us sit in silent circles, breathing? And so Angel was like, yeah, that's not for this group. So then they talked about them being in separate houses in Colorado. Angel said, looking back on it, that's not how girls' trips go. So I apologize for that. So Giselle was like, Andy said, Giselle, you took over the group. You took over the trip. And he was like, did anybody think that you were overstepping? So he asked anybody. And so Kate was like, I did. And so Giselle was like, yeah, she was like, that was the question for you. And she was like, that was for the people who didn't have water. You had water. Okay. That was the question for the people who didn't have water. And nobody thought that she overstepped because they didn't have water. So Angel was like, well, I was sorry about that. But Giselle was like, well, we didn't hear that apology, at the time. I don't know. It's over with. And Andy was like, listen, we not going over this anymore. We ended the scene. We ended the season at a gas station. Shit. So we're not going through this trip anymore. We're gonna flush that right out down the toilet. Flush that right down the toilet. Oh, they ain't had no water anyway. I cracks myself up. Anyway, Karen come out. All right. So, Karen asked Stacy. She says, Stacy, well, did you lie again this season? Did you lie again this season? And so and then Karen was like, yeah, no shade. It was just a question. And Stacy was like, well, what was I lying about? And she said, your boyfriend that was not a boyfriend, TJ. Chris, whether or not you were dating Chris, or you may be dating Chris or not dating Chris. Is that true? And so Stacey was like, not at all. Not at all. Karen said, I can't take, she said, I can't take these lies. But she said, but I know what I know. Okay. So Andy was talking about her sobriety journey. She said, yeah, I'm in recovery for life. Oh. Oh. I am recovery for life.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Andy said, you aren't comfortable calling yourself an alcoholic. Isn't recovery you owning it? Good question, Andy. Good question. Okay. Okay, good question. And so she was just like, well, I'm still not, comfortable calling herself an alcoholic, okay? She said, but that's my personal choice. Well, then you not taking accountability for, being an alcoholic, okay? Okay. You're not taking accountability, okay? So you will never recover until you say that you are alcoholic. And until you say that, that's it. That's all. You can't take accountability. Sorry. Andy said, well, you validated Ashley, when you said that, about the legal seafood restaurant that she would come and day drink at every day. And she said, but you said Wendy was lying. And so Karen was like, well, thank God Ashley got a story straight of me, but she said, but I don't know who was talking to Wendy. She said, why would they talk to her? And so then she was like, she said it was just a random person. She said, but the betrayal came from you because you called my mother a witch. Who said that? Wendy? She said that she took your had your back when people were calling your mama a witch, but she didn't call your mama a witch. Unless she did call your mama a witch, but it was off camera or they didn't get it. But when they flashed back, I didn't hear her call your mama a witch. Okay, who said that? And so Karen was like, I adore your mama. And she was like, and I really adored her when she told you to shut the fuck up. I said, ooh, no, you didn't.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh
hell no. Okay. So Wendy's package, basically the 3 months later when she got arrested. So they had all the comments from the peanut gallery, her castmates, when she got arrested. Giselle said, when the feds come for you, they already got their case. So Kay said, I was shook. Stacy said, it broke my heart. Tia said, Nigerians are always stigmatized as scammers. Angel said, all the accusations against me were a red herring for her, and I hope justice is served. Okay. Listen, I read a comment. I read a post or something like that about Angel, and they said that they liked Angel or everything like that. She said, but Angel talks like she's writing a professional email to somebody. And I swear to God, that was straight on point, okay? That was straight on point. That she talks like she is writing a professional email. A red herring? Girl. Now, if you come back, you need to talk like, the mercurial, thing. Come on now. You don't talk like that. You don't talk like that to Bobby. You do not talk like that to Bobby. I need for you to talk to the women like you talk to Bobby. Okay? You don't talk like that to Bobby. Okay? So I need for you to come off your high horse a little bit, okay? You ain't even talk that way to your sister. Okay? Asshole lips and Forrest Whitaker eyes. You ain't talking like that to your sister. Please talk like you got some sense. Talk like you talk to Bobby or you talk to your sister. Okay? That's what I need for you to do, Angel. Anyway, so she said, I hope justice is served. Okay. Anyway, Wendy said in the past 4 months, it's been hell for my family, but people's opinions don't affect me anymore. My home was broken into in 2024. I called 911 to report it. And then October 2025, they said police is at the door. And she said, "Did you get the robber?" She said, "No, your house wasn't even broken into. We arresting you." Karen said, "Shut the fuck up. You talking too much." I wouldn't have answered any of these questions. I wouldn't answer any questions on this stage. That's the reason why she didn't come to the reunion last year, because she couldn't answer any questions, or she didn't want to answer any questions. So, yeah, she was like, so I wouldn't answer anything. Wendy said, I hear you and I receive it. She said, but this is public record. I'm not saying nothing that is not public record. And all the aliases, Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy, is for packages and deliveries only. We use that for like bank accounts and stuff like that. Angie said, Giselle said that we are worried because it doesn't look good. Wendy said, let's see how that plays out. Some things have been thrown out. Okay, so then they said, okay. And so the closing words, Giselle said, well, my closing words are that because I didn't have a package. Because I didn't have a package.
Oh my God.
Okay. My children are great. My daughter plays AKA. I'm dating, looking for quality, and I want to start a new business. Everybody was like, I hope it ain't something like G&A. which was athletic apparel, health and wellness, and all that other stuff. Yeah, hoping ain't something like G&A. And so then she said, I will do better with dealing with the different dynamics in this group. And that was the end of the show, the season. Okay, so it was all right. Okay, like I said, I would want everybody to come back. So I'm on the fence. Oh, Karen coming back. I wanted her to come back, but now I don't know if I want her to come back until she can take accountability for everything, and not just the accountability that she want to pick and choose. No, I need for you to say that you are alcoholic, just like you a drug addict. Okay, I need for you to admit it and receive it and recover from it. Okay, because you're in recovery for the rest of your life. But I need you to admit that you are an alcoholic. Okay, give me a thumbs up. Like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all.